Hey, baby, let me see it.
Hi. Have you talked to a Korean and asked them about their age and they respond like this? Korean age, I'm 25, but my international age is 24. Does that make you confused or wonder why they answer that way? There's a reason for that. Korean age is different than the age used in most countries. The whole concept of age is deeply embedded in the Korean language and Korean culture. Korean age is a way that South Koreans calculate their age. It is always 1 or 2 years more than your international age. South Koreans consider a year in a womb as counting towards their age. So everyone is 1 year old at birth. Everyone gets 1 year added to their Korean age on New Year's Day. South Korea is also the only country that practices this. How does a Korean age system work? Here's an easy way to think about it. Your Korean age will always be at least 1 year older than your international age. That's because the Korean age adds 1 year because of the time you spent in the womb before being born. Your Korean age will change on New Year's Day, not on your birthday. People in Korea still celebrate their birthdays on the day they were born and count their actual age. However, it doesn't affect their Korean age as it changes on January 1st. For example, if you were born on April 1st, you would still celebrate your birthday on April 1st. The international age will change for you and not the Korean age, since the Korean age wouldn't change until January 1st. Korean age isn't calculated based on your birthday. So, important note on the Korean age system. By June 2023, the government decided that the Korean age system would no longer be permitted to be used on official and legal documents in South Korea, only this year. This is to reduce confusion in age counting by adopting the same system used in the rest of the world, which means only the international system will remain. This also means that Koreans will be a year or two younger, as opposed to their age, which follows the traditional Korean age system. According to Yoo Sang-boom of the ruling People Power Party, this revision aims to reduce unnecessary socio-economic costs because having different ways of calculating age can be confusing and also leads to legal and social disputes. South Korea's Minister of Government Legislation, Lee Won-kyu, oversees the official change and expects a great reduction of legal disputes, complaints, and social confusion caused by how to calculate a person's age. Why is Korean age important? Age in Korea is very important in Korean culture, far more important than it is in Europe or the USA. Often the first question that people ask is, how old are you? People's age is important not just for things like whether you are old enough to buy cigarettes and alcohol, but for a whole variety of social interactions in Korea. People use different languages when speaking to people of different ages here. They expect people to act differently, with younger people expected to pour drinks or older people expected to pay for things. What's my Korean age? If you're asking yourself, how old am I in Korean age? There are simple ways to get the answer. One of the easiest and simplest ways of knowing your age in South Korea is to add 1 year to the current year and then subtract your year of birth. This method will make you 1 year older than your Western age. For example, if the current year is 2021 and the year you were born is 1992, you'll add 1 year to the current year, 2021 plus 1, and subtract your year of birth. This is 2021 plus 1. The result of that minus 1992. That means you're 30 years old. Another method of knowing your age in Korea or using the Korean system is by adding 1 year to the Western age if your birthday has passed upon age calculation, and adding 2 years if your birthday hasn't passed yet. Yes. So how old are you now? Can you try and calculate it? So remember, I mentioned that it is very important for Koreans to know how old the person is that they're talking to. This is one of the best examples of why. It's because their language has levels, right? Like most polite, polite, less polite. Okay, so when you're talking to someone older than you or with a higher position than you are, then you have to choose your words wisely so you will sound polite to them, right? So in asking, how old are you? There are 3 ways also. What are they? Okay, the first one. All right, formal, how old are you in Korean? Here's how you ask. 연세가 어떻게 되십니까? 연세가 어떻게 되십니까? 연세 means age. 어떻게 means how. So if you are in a formal situation such as a presentation or interview, then you can use that expression to ask how old somebody is. Right? Okay. For example, 연세가 어떻게 되십니까? How old are you? And he would answer, 45살입니다. 45살입니다. I am 45 years old. Now, standard, how old are you in Korean? So there are several ways to ask this question in Korean. Here are some of them. First, 연세가 어떻게 되세요? 연세가 어떻게 되세요? This is usually used when speaking to somebody older than you. Number 2, 나이가 어떻게 되세요? 나이가 어떻게 되세요? 나이 is also age. If you are speaking to somebody of a similar age, then you can say this to ask how old are you in Korean. Third one, 몇 살이에요? 몇 살이에요? This is another way to ask when talking to someone of the same age. Although 몇 살이에요 sounds a bit less formal than 나이가 어떻게 되세요. So this is how you can ask someone about their age in an informal way. However, if you ask somebody their age, you're probably not close enough to them to get away with using informal language. But this is what it is. 몇 살이야? If you're asking a little kid, an elementary student, 몇 살이야? How old are you? So ya and you are different. When you use ya, it's informal. When is the international age used in Korea? Generally, the Korean age is used for social interactions with people, whereas the international age is used for more official things. For example, the legal age in Korea that is written on alcohol, cigarettes, movie posters, and so on is based on the international age. Legal age in Korea. For most things, the minimum age or legal age in South Korea is 19. This means an international age of 18. Legal drinking age in Korea, the legal drinking age is 20 years old. That's Korean age. This means you must have an international age of at least 19 years old to legally drink alcohol beverages in South Korea. Underage drinking is controlled in South Korea by establishments during ID checks. This prevents the selling of alcohol beverages to people below the legal drinking age. The underage drinking law in South Korea remains to be not as strictly enforced as they are in some other countries. If that's not confusing enough, here's another one that will confuse you more. So I greeted this friend of mine because it was his birthday, and then he was like, no, it's not my actual birthday. Because I celebrate my birthday in lunar. Yeah, lunar calendar, not the solar that we use. So I'm like, oh my God, 2 birthdays, 2 different ages, international and Korean age, lunar and solar birthday is like so confusing. So I am so glad that they're using their the real age now, the international age. My kids are Korean, so they also get confused when they're being asked, like, what are you asking for? Like, you want my Korean age or my international age? So it's better this way, I think. People are getting used to it since it just started in June this year. Well, I'm happy about that. Now, this will all be a part of the history now, the Korean age. Whoever thought about doing that kind of age system, I don't know why he thought that way, or maybe he just thought that way. But this is I don't know if you think it makes sense to count the time you are in the womb as a year, even though technically it's only 9 months. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye.